Hey, good evening, everyone, and thank you for watching a fresh edition of Weather for Weather Geeks here on the 25th day of April in 2017. Less than a week to go in the month of April. It's going to go into the record books as a warm one. We'll show you some more numbers in just a second. First, I want to give a shout out to the fantastic first graders at West Boulevard Elementary in Boardman this morning. Had a great group of kids. We talked about what it's like to be a meteorologist on TV. We talked about different types of clouds, different types of weather, weather safety, including hazards like lightning and tornadoes. And they had just tons and tons of great questions. I'll tell you, I'm always amazed when I go out and visit schools, especially the first and second graders. When I was that age, I was pretty shy, and I would never think to ask some of the questions that they come up with. Really, really smart kids with really good science and weather questions at West Boulevard this morning. So had a good time talking to that group earlier on today. Well, today was kind of an okay day. It wasn't a real cool day. It wasn't a real wet day. We had a damp start to the day this morning. You know, we did a story at 6 about ODOT painting the yellow lines on the roads. I think it was in Niles this morning, and got caught off guard by the rain, and so the paint was streaking all over the road. And it's one of those things where they maybe didn't pay close enough attention to the weather. Maybe they were watching a forecast from a different source. We did advertise, especially for mid-evening on last night, we advertised an increasing chance for wet weather this morning. I bumped up the odds of rain up to 60% in the 11 o'clock forecast last night and posted it on social media a little bit earlier on. So the fine folks at ODOT either didn't look at the forecast or didn't look at the right forecast because they were caught off guard by the rain this morning. Only about 0.05 of an inch in the rain gauge at the airport this morning. 68 was our high with a little bit of afternoon sunshine. Here's a time-lapse video overlooking Youngstown. Cloudy and gray and damp this morning. The sky did brighten up for a time this afternoon, but then from the southeast, kind of a strange direction, kind of unusual, not strange, just sort of unusual. From southeast to northwest, the clouds pushed in from Pennsylvania and caused our mostly overcast conditions for this afternoon. All right, so at the airport, we're up to 2.2 inches of rain for the month of April, so this is going to be an uneventful month in the all-time rankings. We are in fourth place on the list of warmest Aprils on record, and daylight tomorrow, and we'll be able to enjoy a lot of this. 13 hours and 48 minutes. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:27. By the way, tomorrow's record high is 86, set not that long ago, back in 2009. I think that record high will be safe tomorrow. We should make a run at 80 before the day is through. I mentioned the temperatures this month. In case you missed this last evening, showed this last evening, and I'll move my head over here. We've had a lot of extreme weather lately, starting really a few years ago, with back-to-back pretty cold winters, 13 into 14, 14 into 15. February of 2015 was the coldest February on record. Later that year in December, we had the warmest December on record. And then more recently, just a couple of months ago in February, we had the warmest February on record. And look at all the kind of top 10 warmest on record months and seasons we've had, going back a year or so, all the way back to not that long ago, really, March 2016. Since then, we've had March, August, September, and February, and now April. That's 5 months just in the last 13 months that have been in the top 10 warmest on record for that individual month, and then the winter was the 6th warmest on record. So we've had a lot of extreme weather of late. Well, nothing extreme about our forecast for tonight. There's a severe thunderstorm watch out in the middle of the country. That's the storm that is going to spread some moisture our way eventually, coming up here in about 48 hours. There is some snow associated with that up across parts of the Rockies. You may have seen this national news and weather story today. Big-time flooding in parts of the Carolinas, especially in the Raleigh-Durham area. These are 72-hour totals here, and right around Raleigh-Durham, easily 3, 4, 5, 6 inches worth of rain in some spots, and they had a lot of flooding problems from Raleigh down to Wilmington. So if you have friends or relatives down there, they've been dealing with a lot of rain. All right, so tomorrow, beautiful, beautiful day. Sunshine in abundance. These temperatures might be a little conservative. I could see a lot of backyard thermometers hitting 80 tomorrow afternoon. And then Thursday, we've been advertising this is the real warm day, and I still think that's on track. I've got 84 in our forecast. I was tempted to take it down a couple, but I'm going to leave the 84 for now. Even if we stop at 82, it's still a warm April day. And how warm we get may depend on the timing of this next front. So tomorrow, after maybe a few patches of fog early, we're in good shape the rest of the day. Now, our front on Thursday, this is looking less and less impressive to me. I think there'll be a shower and thunderstorm around, but I don't think it's going to be one of those things where everybody gets wet. This will be more hit or miss or scattered, I think. Starting probably around mid to late afternoon, more likely towards dinner time into the evening, so 5, 6 o'clock. So if you have golf league Thursday evening, softball, anything outdoors, right around 5, 6, 7 o'clock, the last few hours of daylight, is probably when our rain chances are highest. But again, even that, I think it's going to be kind of hit or miss. And then we'll be in between systems and dry, although clouds will increase on Friday. Storm Prediction Center on Thursday does have a low-end risk of severe weather to our west. This includes parts of Michigan, parts of central and western Ohio, eastern Indiana. Not real concerned about severe weather at all here, although there could be a rumble of thunder with that scattered activity towards the end of the day. All right, I made this graphic today. I want to talk about the weekend. Unfortunately, the weekend forecast is going downhill, particularly on Saturday. I think we're going to be stuck on the northern side of this boundary, the cool side of this boundary on Saturday, and temperatures might really struggle as a result. We're going to have a northeast flow here, and clouds increasing, and there's probably going to be some overrunning rain. In other words, moisture going up and over this front and causing rain to fall on the northern side of this. And worst case scenario, and I mean worst case scenario, it's in the 50s on Saturday and rains most of the day. Now, that's the worst case scenario. I think the truth is it's probably rain for part of the day. It's probably in the 60s. It's still not going to be as warm and as nice as I originally thought, 4 or 5 days ago. But that's Saturday. And there'll be a sharp cutoff between rain and no rain on the northern side of this. Right now, I suspect that northern cutoff is probably closer to Erie and Buffalo than here. But if that northern cutoff gets a little closer, even in our viewing area, this could be a sharp cutoff between some places getting rain for several hours and some places getting way dry. So if you have outdoor plans this weekend, proms and golf and whatever else is going on, check the forecast often over the next few days. We'll be fine-tuning that as we get closer. This is just a kind of a broad brush since this is only Tuesday. On Sunday, I think we're more firmly in the warm sector. I think we'll get well into the 70s, perhaps even make a run at 80 on Sunday. And while there could be a shower and a thunderstorm in spots, this dry slot might try to work in and give us a largely dry day. That remains to be seen. Sunday night into Monday, though, looking pretty wet, I think, as this cold front rolls through. And this is the front that's going to change the pattern for at least a couple or a few days. Looks kind of coolish as we start the month of May. May 1st is next Monday. And starting on Tuesday in particular, this could be a stretch of 3, 4, 5 days where, by May standards, it's cool. Looks pretty cool in the 8 to 14 day outlook. Now, remember, our averages are rising quickly, so a cool day in early May is not the same as a cool day in late March. We could have high temperatures close to 60, and it's still several degrees below average in early May. So that's the way I think early May is going to shape up. And I talked about this a little last night. We'll come out with our May forecast probably this Friday before the end of the week. I do think May is going to end up being much closer to average than April. April is going to be a top 10, perhaps top 5 warm April for us. May is probably, even if it's above average or warmer than average, it'll probably be much closer to average than this month. That's the way the modeling is shaping up right now. So we'll do an official May forecast later on this week. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. See you tonight on 21 News at 11, and have a great rest of your Tuesday night.